Podcasting has been around for quite some time, almost 20 years, but there are some timeless principles when it comes to creating a podcast, growing a podcast, and making sure it's engaging for your audience. So let's discuss the 7 principles of podcasting that will always be true whether you're creating a new podcast or trying to reinvent your current show. Number 1, you have to find your niche. Any podcast that's too broad or tries to cover a wide range of topics, it's going to be difficult to find an audience. So rather than trying to start a podcast talking about sports and all things sports in all areas, try to focus on either a specific sport or even a specific team of a sport. While it may seem counterintuitive, when you niche down to that specific of a topic, not only will you have a loyal and extremely engaged fan base close to the topic, but you will actually find a broader audience when you have a specific niche. If you're starting a podcast, or maybe your current show says this, it's a show about anything and everything, it's time to find your voice and find your niche. Number 2, think about the value that your podcast brings to your audience. Are you educating them, inspiring them, or entertaining them? If you're educating them and teaching, then focus on the content that actually teaches. Don't worry about small talk and filling the gaps. Get right to the part where you actually instruct your audience and give them tools to learn something new. Maybe your show aims to inspire and sharing incredible stories that people might not have heard otherwise. Then focus on those stories, get great interviews, and get better at asking questions. Or is the value of your show to entertain? While many podcasts might just seem like comedy podcasts or two guys talking, if they're genuinely engaging and funny and provide lots of humor for an entire show, that provides value to people and they would want to keep listening and watching. So think about the value your show provides. Is it to educate, inspire, or entertain? And then focus on that value and make sure all of your content points in that direction. Number 3, this might not have always been true, but it's time to add video to your podcast. If you want to grow your podcast and find the audience that will resonate with your content, you need to add video. It needs to be a video podcast on YouTube. You can add it to Spotify because video is how your podcast will increase its discoverability and help its search engine optimization as well. It can be intimidating if you've done audio shows before and maybe you're not used to video, but we can make it easy. When you record with Riverside, you can record with remote guests anywhere in the world. You can record in our studio, edit with our new text-based and transcription editor, and export clips, both for YouTube and vertical clips for Reels and TikTok. You can do all of that right inside Riverside, and when you subscribe to our channel, we can teach you about USB microphones, video switchers, and how to build an entire video podcast setup. If you need help, check out the video above or the link is in the description. Number 4, be intentional with your editing. You may have recorded great content with a guest or a co-host, but now you want to edit that to make sure that your listeners and viewers are hooked very quickly at the beginning of your episode and it stays engaging throughout. One of the metrics that Apple Podcasts and Spotify uses to rise podcasts in their top charts is the retention graph, meaning how long someone listens to your podcast. Are they tuning out after just a minute, or do they stay for the whole 30, 40-minute show? So you want to make sure that your most engaging content is at least teased at the very beginning. Spotify has also made changes where short clips of a podcast episode will play in this feed in the Discover tab in the Spotify app. So you want to make sure if someone hears the first 10 seconds of your show, that you're hooking them and providing some engaging content right up front. And when it comes to editing, make sure you're intentional about cutting out filler words like uhs and ums, any questions that didn't land with your interview guest, or maybe some boring parts in the recording. That's okay. Cut it all out so only the most engaging content is delivered to your audience whenever you post a new episode. Number 5, publish everywhere. Publish your podcast, your video and audio versions on as many platforms as you can. When you record with Riverside and you have that full-length video episode, post it on YouTube, Spotify, and if you have a website, post it there as well. Also with Riverside, you can make those vertical clips, post those to TikTok, Instagram Reels, Facebook Reels, and YouTube Shorts. Find the most engaging minute-long clips of your episodes and make sure you share those throughout the week after a full episode launches. And continue doing the audio-only version of your show. Have that RSS feed, have the podcast in all the podcast apps. And if you need help getting it into Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and the other platforms, we have videos for that too. You can check it out above or in the description. And also when you record with Riverside, you actually get transcripts with every recording. They're AI generated in over 100 languages. And now you can post your podcast as a transcript connected to your episode or as a blog post also on your website. Another great way to increase your search engine optimization and increase the chances that you'll be discovered by people looking for your kind of content. Number 6, you need to engage your audience. Even if you have a smaller audience and maybe it's just a small following on social media and elsewhere, make sure you're always engaging. Answer every comment, especially when you're starting out. Look at the YouTube video and those comments. Make sure you reply to all of those. Your shorts, TikToks, and Reel comments. Make sure you're engaging with your audience as much as you can. And engage with them during your episode as well. ask questions, and give them ideas on what to comment on your social media posts that week. You can create an email list for your podcast, encourage people to subscribe. This way, whenever a new episode launches, they'll get an email and they can be notified automatically. We actually have a whole video showing you how to automate your podcast publishing process to make it easier. Check that video out above or in the description. And you can also create spaces where your audience and listeners and viewers can talk all in one place. Maybe that's a Discord server, a Slack channel, or a Facebook group. Have a space where your listeners can talk to each other, and then you, as your host, co-host, and guest, can engage with your audience. Number 7, and this is a big one, you have to stay consistent. Whether you podcasted 15 years ago or you're just starting today, consistency is key. Find a regular posting schedule for your podcast. Posting a new episode every week is probably best for building your audience and discoverability, but if you can't do every week, then do every other week or even once a month. But whatever your schedule is, let your audience know what to expect. Let them know that a new episode will come next week, in 2 weeks, next month, and then always hit the target. Always deliver on the schedule that you promised to your audience. And if you're consistent, even if it's every other week, you'll find that you'll grow an audience and a loyal following because they know when to expect your new episodes and they'll look forward to it. So if you're ready to learn how to launch a video podcast, we have lots of videos on the channel. Subscribe to the Riverside channel. Check out this video above on building your video podcast setup. And if you need help getting your podcast on YouTube, you can check out that video below in the description as well. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you next time.